A few years ago, we all saw this. That's right. This one's not made in Japan. It's made in China. That's right. And
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
ไปเต่าตีตีตาตีเต่าอันนี้นี่กันนี่
Okay, let's go to Roblox. Oh, we have here knockout. Wait, what the huh? So that was not knockout. This one is the real knockout. Ah, fuck my ears. Oh. What's up? Okay. Nigga! Yes! I killed that nigga! Voice. That nigga. Yes! That move saved my life. Hey, what's up? What's up, nigga?
Yo, I was trying to take stuff on your screen.
Okay. Dang! Now who's gonna win?
You're playing penguins.
Yes! I'm playing
You're playing
knockout.
penguins.
I'm playing knockout. That's cool.
I'm joining, by the way. Oh,
Okay.
I was trying to take stuff on your.
Let's go! Hey! Femboy! What's up, Femboy?
Hi. You cannot say that.
Yes, I can. What you can do?
Good luck next time.
I got the luck right there.
Where are you?
Where am I? What do you mean, where am I? You don't need to know. Oh, holy I'm cooked. I'm cooked. I'm cooked. I'm cooked.
Yes, I'm still alive.
Bro, you sounds like a fanboy, dude. Like your voice was too high. Yes. Yes, that voice. It was too high.
Oh my god.
Win? You win? Oh, but look, next time, nigga.
Nghe không cho mày gọi gì đây.
Yes, I got Bros 2. I found Bros 1, I got Bros 2, Juggernaut.
Are you kidding, mate? Mate.
What?
Yeah. Oh, nothing, bro. Oh, you know what?
What?
Let me tell you a good news.
What?
My mom, like, she gave me the permission to get a new Nike.
Damn. Okay, that's nice.
I mean, I finally have a chance to buy a Nike. I mean, I love it so bad, bro. I mean, because you know, Nike has like some good technology to run, you know. And
Yeah,
I luckily got one.
I remember I have Nike or something, but Nike or Adidas, I don't know, but my dad bought me, but it was too tight, so I can't.
That's not your risk of luck, bro.
Because my dad, yep, my dad was in Vũng Tàu.
Rich as fuck.
I might be rich. My family may be rich, but I'm not. But I'm not.
You're rich as fuck.
No, I'm
You
not
don't even know
rich.
how to
My
move.
family rich. I'm not rich. My
You
family.
even know how to move.
I'm not rich, but my family is.
You're rich as fuck. I don't give a fuck. You're rich.
Nigga!
Oh my god!
Stupid. I am stupid.
What?
I am stupid.
Uh-oh.
I am stupid.
I am stupid. Uh-oh.
Yo, bro,
What's up, boy? What's up?
bro, look at the GC, bro.
What? Look at what? Wait.
What?
Yo, jiggity.
How can this be still alive, though?
Yo, it's tough, right? It's tough. It's so tough, right? So cool, right, bro? Hello, bro.
What's up?
What?
What's up, fam?
Is it cool? Is it good, bro?
Yeah, but
Hope it's good. I'm gonna beat you. It's worse. It's better than yours, though. It's worse.
Okay.
Bomba
bro,
clat,
I
bro.
am so cooked. Oh. Oh, dumbass Nick. No, dumbass Nick.
Yes! You got
What
your
is
first
bro
win,
playing?
boy! Good job! Good job!
What are you playing, bro?
I was
Knockout.
playing some
Knockout.
Oh,
penguin,
knockout.
penguin knockout.
Yep.
S.
Holy shit! Holy!
Where are you?
I don't know.
Dạ. Hả? Chơi đến 8 giờ thôi hả?
Nigga!
Dạ.
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 Nigga, you're not tough.
You too, nigga. Nick.
Wait, which skin are you?
I'm the default skin. Yeah, this nigga gonna die. Bye, nigga.
Boom!
Wait, hold on.
What?
It's only you and me. We gotta
Uh-oh.
fight for our life, okay? Good luck, brother.
Okay.
Good luck, brother. Oh, hey,
you're
hey, yo,
bro.
nigga.
This time, nigga. Bow, bow. Better. I mean, GG.
You fucking ass nigga.
I mean, GG.
Okay. Hello. You're too close to me. Gonna use the velocity. Gonna use the velocity. Nigga!
I just got
Yes.
a new skin, I guess.
Yes! I beat.
Damn, bro, chill, bro.
What?
You're so loud, bro.
What?
You bomba clat, bro.
Bombo cut.
If this is too loud, then lower the audio.
No, lower that low.
Oh, holy! Okay, I still survive. I still able to survive.
Yo, someone share screen, bro. I wanna see.
Stop aiming. What the hell?
Nigga! Die! Yes! Yes!
No.
Yes! You
Alright.
big nigga!
Yeah, I'm a leak.
No! Always this last moment. You big ass Nick. But at least I got.
Nigga. I'm not a nigga, by the way. I'm a fanboy.
You say yourself.
Yes, I'm a fanboy. Wait.
Your dad is
Oh,
not proud of you,
I
son.
didn't know that.
Nigga, die, nigga, die. Yes.
Oh my god. Wait, is that you?
I don't know. That nigga die. Stupid. Look at me killing this freaking nigga.
Okay, bet. Alright, bet.
Look at me killing this nigga. Beam.
Boom, boom, boom.
Boom boom. I want you in my room.
Yes.
Yes.
Get died, nigga.
Nigga. Did.
Oh, oh, oh.
Holy. Holy.
Why? How?
How? Okay, it's only me and the chubby. Okay, we're getting closer together. Ah!
I bet like shot. Bitch ass nigga.
Nigga, you fucking ass nigga.
Haha, melon.
Ah, you freaking, you fucking shit. You
Better look
fucking.
next time.
Improved text
No.
accuracy, consistent quality. Just type it. Let the AI.
Nah, you better look next time. You are the one better look next time, buddy. You got killed first. I got 8 knockout and you got 1. And you got wait, where are you?
What do you mean? Where am I?
you're not in the game anymore.
Yeah, because I just left.
Okay. And I
I
played
mean,
this.
I will come back because I got busy in this one.
Full throttle with this one, boys. Bang! Nice. Okay, full throttle. Damn! I love this bullshit game, bruh. I love this bullshit game.
Modern shoes actually make you run really great and finish the first mile in a time of 7 minutes.
No!
Finish line in a new personal record of 6 minutes and 30.
You give me bad luck, brother. Hey, let's play novel. Let's play novel.
Gooning can chicken. Yes.
What? What the?
Gooning.
Man, shut your bitch ass up, man. I know you're gay.
Yes, I'm gay. No, I'm not gay, but I'm more like a fanboy.
Femboy or gay. I mean femboy or gay, not the one who loving femboy, okay?
I love boy.
But you're a femboy.
Yes, and I'm a fanboy.
Gay as hell, brother.
Sorry, bro. I'm no longer. How?
You're gay, brother.
Oh, the game, bro.
I know you're gay.
I'm not talking to you.
And is that the answer?
You're not tough, actually.
Yeah, you
You're
do. You do, nigga. You're not tough.
Yeah, I'm not tough.
What if I say your edit was not tough? What if? What if?
Alright, tell me that. There's no.
I want to see you baby crying.
There's only the truth.
You nigga. Novel. What the hell? Why are they parking so much right there? I got 12 coins.
Ooh.
I got 12 coins. Let's buy a boomer. Let's go! We're gonna fight for freedom!
Okay.
I think I might mute my voice. Mute my mute.
Itchy, 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 knee, fat. Itchy, 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 knee. Fact of the day. Hey fam, did you know what? In World Racing.
In the main menu,
Okay.
the fucking tires is not fit with the brake, and the nuts. This look like this. It look like this, bro. It's not aligned. It's not perfect. It's not aligned yet. The brake. Now you're gonna live.
The fact is not tough, actually.
Yeah, you do, nigga. You're not tough.
Yeah, I'm not tough.
You're gay.
Whatever.
That nigga died. Oh no. Why carrier so dumb? The carrier
Shut up, you're not tough, bro.
Man, I gotta move myself. Different myself. You're so annoying. You're so freaking annoying. Okay, shit. Okay. Oh shit. Shit. Nigga, that's shit, bro. We need a plan. We need a plan. Okay, right there. Let's go. We're gonna fight for all. Okay, go see. Go see. What? 9 what? 9/11. Oh my goodness. Brother, what was that? Let's go. long time. What's up? Okay, we're getting it. Come on, come on. We're going to win this, boys. We're going to win this. Island B. Yes. I gonna sub. Don't back down. Don't back down. Don't ever back down. Hmm. 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 Hmm.
Maybe not every F1 team has made a good car in their history, but every F1 team has made a bad car at least once. And in this video, we are going to show you the worst car each team on the 2026 Formula 1 grid ever had so far. We will start our list with McLaren MP430. Well, imagine you were a fan who received the news of McLaren-Honda partnership for 2015. Given the incredible success this collaboration has had in the past, and considering McLaren had a legendary lineup with Fernando Alonso and Jenson Button, this collaboration must be incredibly exciting for a fan at the time. But very soon, it became clear that this was only a delusion. Honda made such a weak engine that even the $50 million they paid for Fernando Alonso out of their own pockets that year couldn't prevent him from having depression. This car had every single problem imaginable. It had reliability issues, it was slow as a joke, and it was also difficult to drive at the same time. Throughout the whole season, McLaren only managed to collect 27 points and finish the championship in a shameful 9th place. We are going to continue our list with the Ferrari SF1000 for the 2020 season. As I mentioned in my previous video, this car is undoubtedly the worst Ferrari ever made. And although Ferrari will probably make me regret saying this, there's no way they'll make a worse car than this in the near or even the distant future.
It's terrible. Drives like a pig.
Oh, you can't say that.
Why not?
It's a Ferrari.
It's a shitbox.
This is the car that made Vettel bald and a beekeeper. Well, obviously I'm not going to talk about Leclerc because he was still relatively immune to depression since it was only his second season with Ferrari, but even he hated how bad the car was. So let's talk about why the car was that slow. Well, basically they cheated the previous year with their fuel flow mechanism and were thus left with a much less powerful engine than they were expecting and an aero package that wasn't suited to it at all. And at the end of the day, Ferrari finished 6th in the Constructors' Championship that season with 131 points and only 3 podiums. And the next car in our list is the Red Bull RB2 from 2006. This was Red Bull's second car, and by a huge margin, it was the worst. And the Superman livery they designed for the Monaco Grand Prix wasn't enough to make people forget about it. Well, it was Red Bull's first year with full team ownership, so I think it was okay for them to build a weak car compared to the other top teams. The biggest problem with the car was that they were using a Ferrari engine, and after Adrian Newey joined the team, they switched to Renault. But the car was already ready when Newey arrived, so there wasn't much he could do to fix the car that season. But despite everything, Red Bull still managed to get a podium in Monaco. They finished the season in 7th place with 16 points under the old point system. And the next car in our list is the Mercedes W14 for the 2023 season. Well, since Mercedes has made almost no major mistake when it comes to build a Formula 1 car, this wasn't an easy choice. I chose this car because even though Mercedes managed to finish second in the Constructors' Championship that year, in terms of race pace, this car wasn't good enough. Even in 2022, Mercedes managed to win a race with the porpoising monster. But in 2023, they had the same porpoising, but they also couldn't win a single race. This car literally made Lewis Hamilton think that Ferrari can actually be a good option for his career. Well, I still want to point out that this car is truly fantastic and quite competitive compared to the McLaren and Ferrari I mentioned in the video. However, the fact that it's the worst car Mercedes has ever made doesn't make it a bad car. It's just bad for a Mercedes, and although they never won a single race, they were on the podium 8 times. The next car in our list is the Williams FW42 from the 2019 season. This car was the only car that's slow as a joke and illegal at the same time. The car was so bad that it caused the chief technical official to lose his job. Well, many people attributed the car being shit to Williams being broke, but Williams has always been broke from the beginning of time. But still, the team achieved incredible success thanks to the extraordinary vision and hard work of certain individuals. So what I am saying is that the problem was much bigger than money. Well, luckily, the ultimate Chad Robert Kubica managed to score 1 single point with this car just to saving the team's honor. And the next car in our list is the Haas VF21 from the 2021 season. Well, Haas buy a lot of parts from Ferrari and base the design of their car on last year's Ferrari. That's their business strategy to save money, as they're a small team. This strategy worked them quite well for a while, but the problem in the 2021 car was that this time they couldn't base the design of their car on last year's Ferrari because Ferrari made a shitbox in 2020. Of course, the situation is actually a little bit more complicated than that, but since none of us care that much about Haas anyway, I prefer to summarize the situation like that. Also, the team chose to treat this year as a kind of an off-season because there will be a regulation change next year, so most of the focus and updates were for the next car. And to be fair, the team practically auctioned off the driver's seats to make some money. So even if they had built a space rocket that year, they didn't have the driver lineup capable of winning the championship anyway. And the next car in our list is the AlphaTauri AT04 for the 2023 season. This car was the 9th fastest car on the grid in terms of pace, and it was difficult to drive at the same time. Well, I don't think anyone will care if this constantly name-changing team have made a bad car, since it's treated just like Red Bull's Child Racing Academy. The only annoying thing here is that they ruined Daniel Ricciardo's last chance in Formula 1. When Daniel was fired from McLaren, nobody wanted him, and when AlphaTauri took him in, everyone knew this was his last chance. And the problem here wasn't that the car was slow. Nobody expected him to take pole position with that car anyway. They just needed to see that Daniel still have it in him. But the car also completely sabotaged Daniel's driving style because it was tricky to drive, and he needed a car that he trusts in the brakes. But the AlphaTauri failed at that. The team finished the season in 8th place with 25 points, while Daniel only managed to collect 6 points. The next car in our list is the Aston Martin AMR 22 for the 2022 season. Before the season started, there were a lot of rumors that Aston Martin was copying the Red Bull car. But when the season began, we saw that the difference between the two cars was at the atmospherical levels. So we realized that wasn't the case. They actually had a fantastic driver lineup with Sebastian Vettel and Lord Stroll, but the car was utterly inadequate for any kind of competition. So basically, they had a weak start under the new regulations. But But thanks to Vettel's hard work with the engineers throughout the season, the car really improved significantly. But because Vettel retired, he couldn't benefit from the amazing car Aston Martin made the following season. But they finished this season in 7th place with 55 points. Well, even in the season, Vettel drove what was arguably the worst Ferrari ever. The team still scored 131 points. So you can imagine how depressing that must be for a 4-time world champion. The next car in our list is the Alpine A525 for the 2025 season. Well, Alpine's situation is a complete downfall. In 2022, they finished 4th in the Constructors' Championship and they were leading the midfield. But by 2025, the team had a big problem in terms of the car, strategy, and also the drivers. The car was the 7th fastest car on average, but since they literally had one driver in one hand and an expensive racing enjoyer on the other hand, they finished the championship in the last place with 22 points. Well, unfortunately, I can't talk about Cadillac since this is their first season in Formula 1. So the last car in our list is the Kick Sauber C44 for the 2024 season. First of all, this car definitely belonged in another league. And also, the team's pit crew was definitely belonged in another league. They just put together the worst car, the worst pit crew, and the worst strategy team just to flexing on Ferrari. I objectively discussed the strengths of the previous cars as much as possible, but this car had no strength in him, so I have to skip that part. However, they somehow managed to get 4 points throughout the season, so statistically they weren't the worst ever. So, I just showed you the worst car from each team, and if you disagree with my picks, you can let me know your
Do artists goon to their own art? Do they get high on their own supplies? So today, your Professor Sky of Goon University has done extensive research by asking a lot of artists and reading 2,000 plus Redditor comments to find the answer. So by this investigation, I found the answer is not simple as yes or no. There are different types of gooner artists. Let me take you through them one by one. First, the proud gooners that I'm extremely jealous of. So they have started drawing or learning art because there was no one doing the specific fetish or art that can satisfy them, so they have taken the responsibility on themselves to fulfill their needs. And one of the best examples is Tatsuki Fujimoto. So if you know Reze from Chainsaw Man is inspired by an adult film actress, Hazel Rose. So Fujimoto was gooning to Hazel Rose and he wanted to see her more, or he wanted to see her as a 2D. So he created Reze, and now he can goon to Reze in any shape and form. I mean, we should do a petition to release the Fujimoto files so we can see what type of Reze is he hiding. The next ones are the perfectionist. So when they draw a gooner art, if they try to goon to their own art, they only see mistakes like the nose is kinda big or the lines are not straight, so they cannot goon to their own art. And here's a lot of question comes like, if you are a gooner artist and cannot goon to your own art, why do you expect someone else to goon to your art or even like it? So you should not make the art. And a lot of people get this wrong, so it's not like they can never goon to their own art, but technically I would say every gooner artist can goon to their own art. Let me explain what I'm saying. So when an artist makes an art, first they have the final product in their imagination, but when they finish the art, it is not good as what they imagine. So every gooner artist can definitely goon to its imagination or thoughts of their art, but not the final product. So this is like a human flaw to chase perfectionism. That's why some artists cannot goon to their art. And now there's the most common group, type 3 desensitized. Artists have to think about the same idea over and over again, sketching, refining, adjusting, rendering, and by the time they finish it, their brain has already processed that idea 500 times, so there's no excitement left. I mean, you cannot goon again and again to same material. You hop on every goon, don't you? So artists are also human. And now type 4 insecure. So these artists think they could have gooned to their own art, but they are mostly like, but my chest doesn't look right, or I can't draw fingers properly. So they are also stuck trying to be perfect. And next one is the one that I am, type 5 late gooners. So when I'm thinking about creating my videos, I'm very hyped about it. I think this is the best media ever created. But when I'm editing and it's about to be finished, then I think it's meh. But after a while, like 2 weeks passed, when I go back to watch my video, I really enjoy it again. So it's the same for a lot of Gunnar creators. Once enough time passes, they can finally experience their work like a normal viewer and they can goon to it. Now here's something interesting I found about the artists who write adult novels. They don't have much problem in gooning to their own art, because the writing never focuses the idea into a fixed visual form. It stays in imagination. Readers complete the image in their own minds, but visual artists have to lock the idea into reality, and once it's locked, it can never match the infinite version that existed in their head. So based on this Gunnar academic research, roughly 70% of visual artists cannot enjoy their own work, and about 30% can goon to their own art. But novel writers are always high on their own supplies. Cause you be kidding me if you can write Morning Glory Milking Farm without being high. So which type of artist are you? Thank you to my Patreons for being my proudest gooners. I love you all. Mwah. Do artists goon to their own art? Do they get high on their own supplies? So today, your Professor Sky of University has done extensive research by asking a lot of artists and reading 2,000 plus Redditor comments to find the answer. So by this investigation, I found the answer is not simple as yes or no. There are different types of Gunnar artists. Let me take you through them one by one. First, the proud Gunnars that I'm extremely jealous of. So they have started drawing or learning art because there was no one doing the specific fetish or art that can satisfy them, so they have taken the responsibility on themselves to fulfill their needs. And one of the best examples is Tatsuki Fujimoto. So if you know Reze from Chainsaw Man is inspired by an adult film actress, Hazel Rose. So Fujimoto was gooning to Hazel Rose and he wanted to see her more, or he wanted to see her as a 2D, so he created Reze, and now he can goon to Reze. Is this animagical physics scientifically possible in real life? If yes, how? So today, your Professor Sky of University will calculate exactly how big and flexible this chest has to be to do this complicated jiggling movement, and how fast the chest was moving to dodge the bullet. But we aren't stopping here. We'll also be calculating how big and bouncy this chest has to be to bounce a bomb, and how much force does this jiggle punch produce. In total, we'll test 5 epic jiggle physics moments to prove once and for all if animagical physics is scientifically accurate or not. Experiment 1, the bouncy bomb. So this bouncy bomb is from the anime Batum. Here the villain throws a grenade towards this girl, but instead of exploding, the grenade bounces back. So to analyze if this is possible in real life, we need to calculate the bouncy factor of the chest. And to do this, we first need the exact distance between them. So by looking at this frame, we can see they are 3.5 pillars away. And by analyzing this frame where the girl is standing, and according to fandom Wikipedia, her height is 161 cm. So by measuring and aligning her height with the pillars, we can get the length between the pillars, and the pillar distance comes out to be 2.5 foot times her height. That is 2.5 foot multiplied by 161 cm equals 408.94 cm. And now we add the pillars width. The width of one pillar is roughly 1/4 of her height, that is 40.25 cm. So the total distance between them would be 3.5 times 409 plus 4 times 40, which equals 1591.5 cm or 15.91 meters. That's basically the length of a city bus. So the villain throws the bomb from 15.91 meters, and after the bounce, we can see from this frame that the bomb bounced back half a pillar space plus 1 pillar. That means 260 cm or 2.6 meters. And as you can see, the outbound angle of the bounce is same as the inbound angle. So now to get the elasticity or bounciness, we'll use this, the coefficient of restitution when inbound angle and outbound angles are same. So COR equals square root of distance out divided by distance in equals square root of 2.6 divided by 15.91 equals 0.40. So the required COR for this bounce comes out to be 0.40. For context, that's less human body and more like a basketball court floor. And class, for humans, the realistic effective bounciness or COR is only 0.05 to 0.15. That already makes makes this jiggle physics impossible, and even if we increase the size of chest, the elasticity will not change because elasticity does not depend on the size. So to get this much of bounciness, the chest would need to be made up of rubber. So this jiggle physics is not possible in real life, unless evolution suddenly decides rubber is valid upgrade. So now the score is anime 1, reality 0. Now the second jiggle physics, the jiggle punch from 100 girlfriends who really loved you. So the question is, how much force was actually in this punch, and should this be classified as a weapon? So to calculate this, we'll use a simple formula. Force is equals to mass times acceleration. So by looking at this frame, we can see that the jiggle punch by Hakari throws Karine backwards and even gives her a red face. Now we need to calculate the distance she was thrown, so we'll use Hakari's shoulders width as a reference, which is roughly 36 cm, and Karine was thrown about 2 times that distance, so the total distance becomes 72 cm or 0.72 meters. Now this scene is not fully animated, it is only shown in a single frame, so we'll assume that Karine moved 72 cm in half a second due to the jiggle punch. So now we can calculate the acceleration using this formula. Acceleration is equals to 2 times of distance divided by time square, putting the values in, which gives us 5.76 meter per second square. Now we can calculate the force, and average weight for her size would be around 50 kg. So force will be mass times acceleration equals 288 Newton, and it is same as getting hit by a good punch. And yes, 288 Newton is totally possible, and a human chest can deliver this amount of force, especially over a short distance. And it can also cause a red face, which matches what we see in the anime. So this jiggle physics is scientifically accurate. So now class, our score is tied, anime 1, reality 1. Now the next jiggle physics question is, can you hide a rocket launcher there? At first glance, this looks totally impossible, but technically you can, but not this big. So first of all, these scenes make it look like she is pulling the rocket launcher from a black hole or a different space, and you are actually right, because in anime or cartoon, this is called hammer space. Hammer space allows characters to pull out anything purely for comedic purposes, but here in our Gooniversity, we are talking about real science. So the real question becomes, how big does the chest needs to be to hide a rocket launcher? As per my research, you can safely hide only about 10 to 15% of the total chest volume. For example, a Z-side chest has a volume of around 12 to 15 cm3, so that means it could safely hide around 150 to 222 cm3, and you can see some examples in this list. Now for this rocket launcher, the volume of this rocket launcher is roughly 7,000 to 10,000 cm3, so to hide something this big, we would need a chest volume of around 70k to 100k cm3, and that is scientifically not possible yet. So hiding a rocket launcher like this is not possible in real life. So the score becomes anime 2, reality 1. Now the next jiggle physics is from High School of the Dead. So the question here is, does jiggle physics actually help in reducing recoil while firing a gun? So first, to find this out, I looked up the exact gun used in this scene. The gun is the Springfield M1A Supermat, and these are its specs. Gun mass 5 kg, bullet type 7.62 times 51 mm NATO 0.308, bullet mass 9.5 grams or 0.0095 kg, muzzle velocity 840 meter per second. So first we calculate the momentum produced by the bullet. The formula is momentum is equals to mass times velocity. So 0.0095 times 840, which gives us 7.98 kg meter per second. Now, if the boy was firing this gun alone, then the total mass would be boy mass plus gun mass equals 63 kg. So the recoil velocity would be momentum divided by mass equals 0.127 meter per second. But in this scene, the boy is firing together with the girl. So now the total mass becomes boy plus girl plus gun equals 113 kg. So now the recoil velocity is 0.071 meter per second. So compared to the firing alone, the recoil velocity is now 56% of original. That means 44% less recoil velocity because the girl is present. So class, congratulations, we have discovered teamwork or jiggle work. And as for that jiggle physics, itself it does not remove recoil, but it does help in spreading the recoil force over time. Let me explain. Normally, when a gun is fired, recoil hits almost instantly in about 0.004 seconds. But by calculating the frames, we can see that after each shot, the chest jiggles for about 6 frames. Since this anime runs at 24 frames per second, one frame frames equals 0.0417 seconds, so 6 frame gets 0.25 seconds. That means the recoil force is spread over 0.25 seconds instead of 0.004 seconds. That is 62.5 times more time, so the impact is spread out 62.5 times, resulting in less pain. But not all the recoil force goes through the chest. Some of it goes through arms, shoulders and the body. So we assume that for this size only 25% of the recoil goes through the chest. So realistically the jiggle physics reduces the total recoil impact by around 5 to 7%. And because of this setup, the boy only feels around 30% of the left recoil, where the girl absorbs the remaining 70%. So this jiggle physics is scientifically possible in real life, but class, you can get distracted by jiggling and miss shots. But hey, score is now tied again, anime 2, reality 2. And now, before we go for the final boss of jiggle physics, if you wanna watch the full version of this video, where I explain 3 more absurd jiggle physics logic, like can you shoot a rocket or can you shoot a laser beam through chest. To watch that, please check out my Patreon and support me, as that will really help me continue making these type of videos and will give me a lot of creative freedom. And more truthfully, because doing these experiments live would be epic. But right now, I'm only working with a potato mobile. But I know, together we'll make these wire science adventures even bigger. Now back to the video. Now class, before we end this lecture, we come to the most iconic jiggle physics moment, and that is also from the High School of the Dead. The question is simple: is dodging a bullet with jiggle physics possible in real life? So first, by analyzing the anime frame, you can see the initial and the maximum jiggle position. In the maximum position, the chest almost jiggles for its entire height. So according to FanWiki, her height is 174 cm and her chest size is 83 cm, but we only need the main chest size, not the full body measurement. Chest size is measured as a circumference, so to calculate the width, we'll use this formula. Diameter equals to circumference divided by pi, so 83 divided by 3.14 equals 26.4 cm. Now the average height of the chest is around 40 to 50% of its width, so taking 45%, that is 11.7 cm. Now from the maximum jiggle frame, we can assume the chest moved around 10 cm. So now we can calculate the strain. Strain equals to stretch divided by original length, so 10 divided by 12 times 100, which gives 83.3% strain. But in real life, a chest can only move about 5 to 10% of its height without hurting itself. From 15 to 20%, it would already be an injury, and at 80%, it would just detach itself. So this exact movement is not possible. But technically, if the chest size was 100 cm, then a 10 cm jiggle could be possible. Now let's calculate how fast it was moving to actually dodge the bullet. As we calculated earlier, the gun has a muzzle velocity of 840 meters per second, and the distance between the shooter and her is approximately 10 meters. So the time the bullet takes to reach her is time is equals to distance divided velocity, that will be 11.9 milliseconds. So to open even a 1 cm gap in that time, the required chest speed would be velocity is equals to distance divided by time, that is 0.84 meters per second. But since the motion must accelerate and decelerate, the peak speed must be higher than the average, so a reasonable estimate would be around 1.5 to 2 meters per second, which is about 5 to 7 kilometers per hour. And that level of speed is clearly not possible for a chest in real life, unless the chest is powered by a V12 engine. So sadly, dodging a bullet using jiggle physics is not scientifically accurate. With the final score: is there any female ugly bastards in anime? I mean, I've watched a ton of ugly fat dudes playing Fortnite with our ladies, but never in my life I have seen a female ugly bastards playing Fortnite with a man. So today, I embark in a journey to find the true gender equality. So if you are a cultured man, you would definitely know about ugly bastards, or in shorts, UB. So before we go in the adventures, here are the ground rules for what we need to find a true UB in a female form. So first, she should be hairy, old and ugly as fuck. Second, the male character should look like this after the match. And as I'm a good person, the other high level tropes are not necessary. So first, as a high level intelligent person, I just straight up searched on Google. Yeah, it didn't work. I just keep getting male UBs as always, but then I saw some high-level creators on a specific website called Reddit having a post about the same questions as I had, so I was feeling optimistic.
Are there VNS with female ugly bastard type characters? I'm kinda tired of ugly bastard, not in that grossy way, just literally tired of the same thing. Need the opposite right now. where really ugly girl plays Fortnite with a twink or something.
After going through this whole Reddit post, they were recommending Freternite, and I would say it was just a poop show. Yeah, and I couldn't find any female UB by going through 1991 pages of help. Now, I couldn't give up this easily, cause now I knew where I can find like-minded people. So I dig deeper on Reddit and find some fellow comrades where they were also fighting for gender equality. Okay, so jumping from post to post, finally I found a lady in need. I don't know if I'm allowed to ask for a sauce recommendation. Sorry if I can't, but I couldn't find any better stuff for it. Does anyone know of something that is female ugly buster with pretty femboys, or like just pretty femboys with women? I'm a simple lady who can't find anything. I got you, lady. But hey, someone has already blessed her with answers, and surprisingly it was on point. Like, the girl had clearly true UB characteristics, and 511732 was the girl that was like more uglier. But still, like, these sources, I mean, the girls had a true UB characteristics, but these girls were not old and ugly enough. I mean, look at them, okay? Still, they were not comparable to them. And you know, the more uglier the UB, the more better sauce it becomes. Hey, before you say anything to me, it's not like I have a fantasy or something. I'm just gonna find the true One Piece, true gender equality for the business purposes. So then I had a crazy idea that why not I just search the whole hentai website? I mean, I know what UB characteristics are, so if I just focus on the smallest niche, like old lady, I think I would be able to find a true UB characteristics. So I started going through every one by one, and I was seeing like most of them had hot old ladies. I mean, they were just old in numbers. Look at them. They were not like old. And when I find an ugly old lady, she didn't have UB characteristics, and she was in receiving side, so it was a really tough challenge to find. But you know, guys, I'll do anything for you. So after searching for a while in a like different website and with a different tags, I finally found it. I finally did it. I finally found a hairy, old, ugly, fat lady. 591420. So she is an office lady. I mean, if you look at her, she is ugly but has that makeup, but I'll take that, okay? And I have all the UB characteristics. And the best part, the male ended up in the same position as this. So I'll take that, okay? I think I'll find the true gender equality. But that is not the end, because unfortunately, after finding just one, I started to find a ton more in like just suggestion. It's like it was just laying around. But those were really dark and illegal. I mean, I would not want to see a principal to be a female UB and it has multiple parts. Okay, I had enough internet for today. But the last thing that I could do is help the poor simple. Is there any female ugly bastard?
After 10,000 hours of locking yourself in your room, watching anime non-stop like it is going to be prohibited in less than a week.
I watch it all day, every day.
You've made it. You finally saved a lot of money in order to move into the best country to have ever been shaped by God itself, Japan. Or so you think it is, because it's the only Asian country you can name. And since Valentine's was a couple days ago, I'm glad to inform you that you have also found your long-awaited Japanese girlfriend. For many people like you, what was just a dream is now a reality. You will need a video like this one to comprehend the greatness that awaits you, especially now that you have a brand new Japanese perfect girl that will fulfill even your darkest of fantasies. Let's see how perfect those girls really are. And even if you're not into Japanese girls, I promise this will be a very interesting lesson. Don't worry, we will get to the really sexy ladies and all that intimate stuff. But first, I have some good old numbers. Ipsos, the global research firm, surveyed 31 countries in late 2023 and asked people a simple question. Are you satisfied with your romantic and sex life? Japan came in dead last with only 37%. The global average was around 60%. The same survey asked about feeling loved. Japan came in last again, 51%. That's a coin flip on whether you feel loved at all. Passport bros think Japan is a dating paradise. Somebody forgot to tell the people who actually live there. The myth goes something like this. Japanese girlfriend equals submissive plus affectionate plus zero drama. She'll pack your lunch in a bento box with a handwritten note and little octopus-shaped hot dogs. She'll never raise her voice. She'll be so grateful you chose her her that she will basically run your entire emotional life while asking for nothing in return except the privilege of doing it. Oh, and don't forget that part. When it's bedtime, they sound something like this. If this sounds less like a relationship and more like a fantasy designed by someone who's never successfully maintained one, that's because it is. But I know you clicked into this video because you wanted to know what would your life as a Japanese husband look like, right? Then I'ma give you your Japanese wife in the form of a reality smack in the face. First of all, Japanese wives are kind of submissive and yielding. That ain't a lie. Gotta admit. Of course, this doesn't apply to all of them, but you get the point. There is something you must give in return, like everything in life. Well, in this case, it's money. And I know what you're thinking. That's fixed by simply getting an actual cute Japanese girl that isn't a gold digger. Duh. Well, let me introduce you to the concept of okozukai, whose direct translation simply refers to assigning funds to someone, but it also represents an important concept of most Japanese relationships. Wife manages all. Most Japanese husbands agree to make their wives the person who manages each single property and penny they earn. This is cultural, and you will for sure be expected to do it. To Western eyes, this feels almost like a deal with the devil, in which you do the heavy work and still have to put even that old slow laptop you used to pirate anime online under her name. But this is fairly common in Japan, part of it being the idea of accommodating a wife, and also making sure she knows she's trusted with everything he makes. And of course, a relationship comes with obligations. You will want to make your wife happy. So she keeps being submissive and yielding, as you wish in the first place. And a happy Japanese wife will want her husband to be working, even when he's not working. And I'm not even saying that she will be hoping that you work even if you catch a flu, but she will straight up feel like she married a lazy loser if he doesn't spend 12 hours daily, which to be fair will also be the case of your boss. And there is one more. Of course, the perfect wife will want you to be perfect as well, because if you don't meet with whoever their expectatives about you are, like knowing several languages, letting her manage everything you accomplish in life, or in case you had kids, to be willing to pay the best and most expensive education possible, then I'm ashamed to tell you, you will have to face a divorce, as nearly 70% of international Japanese marriages face. This isn't because they're just reckless and they want you to suffer. This is a mere symptom of the whole not that perfect Japanese society, where sleeping is demonized and working until exhaustion is glorified. I've already made other videos about it, and if you're an old subscriber, you might know by this point that Asian cultures are really demanding. However, if you're not subscribed yet, you're really missing out. Oh, and yes, you might think, but I don't want a Japanese wife, just a Japanese girlfriend. I'm sorry to say that just by having that mentality, you are very unlikely to succeed. You must be committed or nothing. Don't ever underestimate that girl power to read minds. So, after I told you that Japanese wives are more similar to a yokai than a perfect fantasy, then where did all that perfection you've heard come from? The Japan fantasy is part of a pattern that predates dating apps by about a century. The stereotypes about Asian women go deep. Time traced the submissive Asian woman trope back to Western pop culture staples like Madame Butterfly, the 1904 opera about a Japanese woman who dedicates her life to an American naval officer and then kills herself when he abandons her. A lot of people think it's a love story from Japan. In reality, it is actually about Japan, written by an Italian composer, and based on a short story by an American author, based on a French novel. In short, at no point was anyone Japanese consulted about whether any of this reflected reality, but the archetype stuck. The lotus flower, as cultural critics call it, positions Asian women as soft, available, exotic, and fundamentally built to serve Western men. So when Western guys show up in Japan expecting this archetype and run into actual Japanese women with their own complex lives and completely valid reasons for not being interested, you don't get a cultural exchange. Now, they are the reason why there is a collision between a century-old fantasy and a person who was never informed she was supposed to be auditioning for a role in someone else's imagination. But if the women don't want this, why can't they just say no? Listen to Western guys dating in Japan, and you will realize they never complain that their Japanese girlfriends are mean to them.
Do it.
Usually they rant about how she seemed interested, and then she disappeared. Japanese women are apparently fluent in ghosting and mixed signals that turn out to be no signals at all. The instinct is to blame the women. She was fake and just playing games. She was cold underneath the politeness. But that interpretation requires ignoring how Japanese communication actually works. And Japanese communication does not work like American communication at all. It's like a constant game of emotional chess, where half the moves are invisible. The rules were never explained to you, and you're expected to anticipate your opponent's preferences without them saying anything out loud. Good luck. There's a concept called kuki wo yomu, which translates roughly to reading the air. It means understanding what someone wants or feels without them saying it directly. In Japan, this is the bare minimum for functioning in society. People who can't do it get labeled KY, which stands for Kuki Yomenai, or can't read the air. If you get called KY, that means you are subject to social punishment, and it's the kind of thing that follows you around professionally and personally for years. To them, you're the guy who causes problems by being oblivious. Now imagine you're a Western dude who grew up in a culture where saying exactly what you mean is considered honest and direct, maybe even virtuous. You've been trained your whole life to ask for what you want. Clarity is kindness. When something's wrong, you say it's wrong. You land in Japan and start dating someone who communicates the exact opposite way. When she's not interested, she doesn't say, "I'm not interested." To her, she should be polite enough to say, "Thank you so much, let's definitely meet again sometime," and then never respond to your messages. That actually means that she's giving you the chance to read the air and move on quietly without either of you losing face. It is called being considerate, like she is doing you a favor by not making it awkward. To you, this looks like lying, followed by ghosting. You feel deceived, maybe even betrayed. You asked a direct question and got what felt like a direct answer, and now you're confused about why she won't text back. The ugly truth is, she's not confused at all. From her perspective, she was extremely clear, but even if you mastered all of this, even if you could read the air like you were born doing it, you'd still be walking into a system that's broken for basically everybody. So what about the Japanese men? They must be very lucky. Not really though. Japan's cabinet office reported that around 40% of single men in their 20s have never dated anyone, and that number doesn't improve much with age. By their early 30s, roughly 1 in 10 Japanese adults have never had sex at all. So Japanese men who grew up in the culture speak the language fluently and understand every unwritten social rule, still struggle to form relationships. But sure, you, a guy who learned the word kawaii from YouTube, you're gonna speedrun romance in a country where the locals can't figure it out either. But when Japanese people get a partner, it still doesn't solve everything. The Japan Family Planning Association reported that 48.3% of married couples are in what they call sexless relationships, almost half of married couples. Let that sit for a second. All because people don't have energy for their relationships after work anymore, and it gets better. The Tokyo metropolitan government built an official dating app. Ultimately, none of this is the fault of Japanese women. They didn't write the fantasy. They just have to live next to it, while foreign guys who think watching anime counts as research show up expecting them to play a role nobody asked them to audition for. Finally, I want to get out of my role for a second and be really honest with you. Even if you made it and managed to get a Japanese girl, even if she filled that fantasy and turned out to be a sweet, submissive girl that is ready to make you happy at any cost, don't you think you're being a bit egoistic? Listen, I'm not here to say you're wrong and stupid, but if a girl was that perfect to you, don't you think she would deserve way more than just being treated like a toy? Because whether you like it or not, that fantasy pretty much described them as a toy, not a human being. For which your lesson for today on how to get a nice girl will be commit to get to know her. Don't get obsessed with what you think you know about her, and you will get a way higher chance of actually connecting. After 10,000 hours of locking yourself in your room, watching anime non-stop like it is going to be prohibited in less than a week.
I watch it all day, every day.
You've made it. You finally saved a lot of money in order to move into the best country to have ever been shaped by God itself, Japan. Or so you think it is, because it's the only Asian country you can name. And since Valentine's was a couple days ago, I'm glad to inform you that you have also found your long-awaited Japanese girlfriend. For many people like you, what was just a dream is now a reality. You will need a video like this one to comprehend the greatness that awaits you, especially now that you have a brand new Japanese perfect girl that will fulfill even your darkest of fantasies. Let's see how perfect those girls really are. And even if you're not into Japanese girls, I promise this will be a very interesting lesson. Don't worry, we will get to the really sexy ladies and all that intimate stuff. But first, I have some good old numbers. Ipsos, the global research firm, surveyed 31 countries in late 2023 and asked people a simple question. Are you satisfied with your romantic...
Animal or child? Which way, Western man? Welcome, Pookies. Today, we are going to be on R34. We will be figuring out if me, the Gooner God, with my lovely chat, has what it takes. Say hello, chat. Yo, Pog Boy, take that back. Is that Raven's ass? Oh my gosh. Knowing me, the R34 Gooner God, I don't take this lightly, cause low-key, I know ball, nigga. We better blitz this. We better get a high score. Ain't nobody gonna know how to act. Check this out. Boom. First one down. Easy peasy. I don't know this woman from Monster Hunter, but she probably don't got motion like that. Boom. Yo, Zeno, love your setup. Thank you, Pookie Bear. And we're in a new crib. From No Game No Life, it's definitely. Boobs or butts? Another question my lack of stable employment has led me to answering. This one being another canon event among groups of men, sparking heated arguments that would often diverge into opinionated squabbles. But here at Xenobust, Freaky Lightskin University, we handle these topics with the utmost care, utilizing scientific research and cultural observation over opinionated slop. So without further ado, let's hand the mic over to our well-dressed, well-versed, and oh so light-skinned mentor, Professor Bust. Welcome back, students, to Nigma University. I'm your professor once again, Professor Bust. In today's lecture, we're going to be talking about the age-old question, the age-old debate, boobs or butts. Now, as stated in the intro, this question has sparked many arguments and disagreements among men, even women sometimes, often being brought up to determine one's taste in women. Now, you could also toss in personality or thighs or feet or many of the others, but at its core, it really just comes down to boobs or butts. Now, I wouldn't be a professor if I didn't look at this from a scientific point of view. And in order to do that, I developed my own code for us to deduce which of these two teams is better. I like to call it the looser formula, okay? I might be pronouncing that wrong, but I'm calling it looser, okay? Looser standing for location, uses, ease of access, size and shape, and recoil. So today we're going to be going over each of the 5 or 6, if you want to count the double S as 2, to determine which of these two teams truly comes out on top scientifically. Starting off though, we have location. When talking about location, we're talking about which is the most easily accessible location-wise. Now, on Team Boob, they're A, in the front of the body, so the most easily visible. And when you're talking to a woman, they're automatically going to be in your peripheral vision. You will be able to see them when, sadly, having to look them in
See
the
ya.
eye and talking to them.
See ya, boy.
When you would much rather be looking elsewhere, okay? It's almost like they have their own gravitational pull. Now, on Team Butts, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to be visible from the front. If they are visible from the front, God, okay? But 9 times out of 10, that's not the case. The butt is typically located on the rear, okay? A lot harder to see if you're looking at someone head on. Now, some women have the oddity, even some men have the oddity of developing a front butt over time. Now, it's very obvious when you are looking at someone's butt. There's this move that is performed by men and women alike called the head turn, which essentially means that when somebody is walking past, typically a woman, your body instinctively does the head to get a look at some cheeks. It is not ridiculous to do. This is a normal part of any healthy human's life, that when you see a nice pair of buns from the front, you obviously have to just to catch another glimpse. Now, if we're talking the convenience element, we obviously have to give this point for location to boobies, because A, they're always going to be the most easily visible. Unless a woman is walking away from you, you're not going to be seeing the cheeks. You're obviously going to be seeing the chesticles, all right? And even if she's standing directly in front of you, your peripheral vision, you can be looking at her head on and nodding, but subconsciously, your eyes are looking downwards. Stay with me now. So we're going to be giving this first point to boobies, because W location, W placement. Next in the formula, we have uses. The usefulness of these organs, these muscles, these balls of fat, and how much they help us on our day-to-day lives. Now, in Team Boobies, all boobies are balls of fat. They're pretty much stress balls that when interacted with, they release oxytocin in your brain. That's a relaxing chemical. That's a calming chemical. That's why babies, when they're relaxed, chill, hanging out. However, karma, they also produce the nourishment that has gotten humans to where they are today. W boobies. However, karma, butts, on the other hand, are essential to the human body. First off, they provide cushioning for us in our day-to-day lives. Sitting, squatting, whatever else your butt does, they help us out in our day-to-day lives. B, Number 2, okay? Butts are typically an indicator of stronger muscles. Now, it's not always the case, but if your glutes are of the larger variety, it typically means that your leg muscles and your gluteus maximus muscles are on the stronger side, meaning that you can perform tasks better, athletic tasks, at a higher degree. And let's not forget, they be pooping and farting, okay? Without them, there'd be no farting, okay? It would just be gas that's escaping. Without cheeks, how can that ass fart? That's my case. They are both key body parts that without them, we'd be at a severe disadvantage. So I couldn't decide who to give this point to. So we're gonna be giving a point to both when it comes to uses. Next up, we have the E, standing for ease of access, okay? I love recording these because it's I just constantly have to redo tapes and it's so retarded. Now, when it comes to ease of access, we're talking about how easy is it to get a hand of some of each of these two. Now, here's the thing. We're talking strictly relationship-wise. You can grab a handful of these two, but odds are you might end up in the slammer sooner or later. Most likely sooner. All right, we're talking fully consensual, fully enjoyed. Basically, we're all about consent on this channel. None of that Diddy stuff, none of that Diddy blood stuff here. W said my Elskabidi. When it comes to boobies, they are highly situational. There's not a whole lot of situations where you're gonna be getting a handful of booby, okay? Now, maybe when you're cuddling and you're big spooning, you can grab a handful. But out of that circumstance, odds are you're not gonna be grabbing a handful of booby all the time. Now, however, on the contrary, culo behind the gluteus maximus, but okay, there are a lot of situations. Honestly, the odds of you having butt in your hand is exponentially higher than having boobies in your hand. Now here, stay with me now. You can poke it, you can smack it. Odds are you're gonna be smacking a whole lot on the drive-by. All right, you're gonna drive-by smack. Blah, okay, blah. Drive-by smacks. Now, say you're going in for a hug with your significant other, and you're going low. You're going low. Like, you're going low. You can kind of grab a handful when you're hugging. Boom! Instantly higher rate of grabbing on cheeks and boobies. So we're gonna be giving culo a point. Huge. All right. Next up, double S's, size and shape. Now, this is where the science comes into play. So I'm gonna need you guys to start taking notes. Actually, I'm kind of parched. Oh, damn! Oh, wait. Thank you, Gamer Subs, for sponsoring me, my videos, so I can pay rent. Guys, I'm very poor. I'm in a lot of credit card debt. Use my code down bad at Gamer Subs. Let's get back to the lecture. Okay. Starting off, students, we're going to be talking about size. Now, here's the thing. Young men that aren't mature, okay? Growing up, seeing a pair of big boobies, instant neuron activation. Honestly, a pair of big boobies is instant neuron activation for about 98% of men, okay? It's a biological response. You see a big pair of calcium cannons, ooh, instant neuron activation. However, with age and with maturity, you come to realize that boobies are wonderful. No matter the shape, size, or color, okay? They all deserve love, equal amounts of love, and everybody's gonna have a preference. Me personally, I grew up, as did everybody else, seeing the baddies in the magazine, seeing the baddies in the anime and the shows, having big kazangas, and I in turn like big kazangas. But as I aged, as I grew, I came to realize, and through experience, okay? I get play, I'm light skinned. I came to realize that, honestly, give me like A's, B's, and C's, I'm happy, because as you get older, you come to realize that there's not a whole lot you can do with boobies. They're typically in the way. Now, visually speaking, they're very pleasing to look at. In practicality's sake, there's not a whole lot you can do with them. Now, the smaller ones, they can fit in your palm. They're more sensitive, this and that. There's more pros to smaller sizes, and they give the woman less back pain, okay? I'm a feminist, I'm 6'4", I love reading feminist literature. I hate back pain for women with big chests, okay? So yeah, size doesn't really matter if you're a grown man. Now, but, on the other hand, now here's the thing. Size when it comes to the posterior are highly critical. Basically, size matters when it comes to butts. I hate to say it, because there's an ancient Chinese proverb. It goes something like this. No boobs with ass will always be better than boobs and no ass. Martin Luther King. It is vital to have at least some butt, something there. Because if you don't, it effectively gives you a long back. And if you haven't seen what having no butt looks like, feast your eyes. Longicus, backicus, okay? Now let's talk about shape. Something to know about, and this is where I get more scientifical, okay? Well, this whole thing has been scientific. This is a lecture. You should be taking notes. Have you guys been taking notes during my class? Key element that comes into the discussion of shape when it comes to boobies is the matter of asymmetry. When one boobie is bigger or smaller than the other. Now, a lot of women have asymmetrical boobies. That is normal. However, if the difference is substantial to a point where one dwarfs the other, you might want to get that checked out. The odds of you developing breast cancer shoot up by like 20%. So, technically speaking, shape doesn't really matter when it comes to boobies. However, if the shape is vastly different than one another, you might want to get that checked out. Now, when it comes to shape, it plays an even more vital role when it comes to butts. Now, here's the thing. Anybody can have a big butt, okay? Anybody can have a small butt. But 9 times out of 10, a man will almost always take a well-crafted, a well-shaped butt over one that is